Welcome back. If you're here for the first time, welcome. Today's a really special video because we're actually doing two things. As you're probably already aware, we're making a one-of-a-kind set of Stability Stirrup Leathers, which will be really fun and pretty. But we're doing something even more interesting and more important, is we're making these leathers with our new prototype buckle that has literally never been seen anywhere because we haven't even developed a product with it yet. It's a prototype at this point. And what we're going to do is, from the comments of this video, we're going to pick 3 riders that are volunteering themselves to be test riders to test out this new buckle on this stirrup leather and give us feedback to see if it's something we should move forward with or see if it was kind of a dud to begin with. And I'll show you that buckle right now. This hand is the typical stirrup leather buckle you've seen on probably every stirrup leather ever. As you look at this one, it looks fairly similar, just a little bit, maybe a little bit shorter than this one. But the difference comes when you look at the side profile. Now here, this one is flat. And this one, you can see that it's got that kink in it, right? It's got that bend. And our intention is to make it have it make a flatter lying stirrup leather underneath the skirt of the saddle. We want to get some more feedback to see if it's really worthwhile. So that's what we're gonna do. I guess I should show you the actual leather that we're gonna be using, or the actual accent material we're gonna be using on these stirrup leathers. And that is this gold, can you see it? There we have it. It's like a gold sparkle. It's not really leather. It's like, I don't know, vinyl or something like that. But this is what we're accenting it with. So let's get cracking on it. Now I'm about to cut all of the materials, which I'm going to put into a quick little digestible time lapse for you. But I do want to mention, if you were interested in being one of the 3 people that we select as a test rider for this stirrup leather with the new buckle, just drop a comment below explaining in no more than 2 sentences why you want to be a test rider, and share the length and style of your stirrup leather you need. Without further ado, let's get all the material cutting done so we can get this process going. Okay, we've done a ton of cutting, a ton of gluing. It's time to do our first batch on the sewing machine. So I'm going to kind of show you what we got so far, and then we're going to hop to the sewing machine. You can see we've got the gold tips right there. The leather is all wrapped around and glued, and then this stuff is cut and glued. So probably notice I'm on a different sewing machine this time. This is an Adler 267. It's just a much finer machine. So with a lot of English products, we actually use different sewing machines than we use for Western products because they take different thread, different spacing, and just kind of different looks. So that's why I'm using a different sewing machine this time. Ah, that is what's going on. Dang it! So the most frustrating thing about working on a sewing machine is when the lower bobbin runs out of thread when you're in the middle of something, which is what just happened. And you're sewing, you're doing all this sewing, and then you look down and realize ain't nothing been sewn up. Look at this. You see that? All of these holes, can you let that focus? All of these holes have been punched and there's no thread in them. Basically, it's annoying. Anyway, let's fix that. Let's refill that bobbin and keep this thing going. So we're getting close to being done here, and we have these buckles that are wrapped with that sparkly stuff with some webbing inside. And I wanted to give you a little peek at this prototype buckle and like why we think it might work well. So you can see the kink in the buckle right here, right? Well, a lot of the bulk from a stirrup leather comes from where this buckle pin wraps around the buckle. And with this kink in it, we think that we'll be able to like basically eat a lot of that up so it doesn't bulge through the skirt of the saddle and onto your leg. Because if you compare it to a traditional buckle, you see how big that like round part in the center is? That's where a lot of the bulge comes from. And with this buckle, we've reduced that bulge, and with this kink in the middle of it, it'll eat up a lot of that protrusion upward when the leather goes through it. So hopefully that makes sense. the stirrup leathers are finally done. Let me give you a quick close-up look here. Let's see here. You can see the gold sparkly up and down. Now, if you would like to win these leathers and be a test rider for this new buckle prototype that we have, let me see if I can get this to focus. There we go. You see how smooth that is? It's a much flatter buckle right there than it would be if it was a traditional buckle. A traditional buckle would have much more bulge right there. So, if you want to tell us if this is really a valuable design or not, I would be very, very grateful. We're going to pick 3 people total. One will win this sparkly brown set of stirrup leathers. The other will win just traditional leathers with this new buckle. And we're going to hopefully get some great feedback from it. So all you need to do to enter to be a part of this is drop a comment with no more than 2 sentences explaining why you should be a test rider, the size of stirrup leather that you need, and whether you use a dressage or jump style saddle. And that's it for the video, so thank you for watching, and I'm looking forward to talking to you in the comments. See ya!